And here comes the third one. This is the third addition to our traditional Nicaraguan foods list, which you should definitely check out. Since Nicaragua is famous for its hearty and delicious cuisine, we've managed to find another 7 dishes that you should definitely try. So here are the 7 traditional dishes of Nicaraguan food you need to try. Let's dive right into it, shall we? Number 7. Salpicon. We're going to start off this list with a somewhat healthy dish from Nicaragua that includes minced meat, rice, and veggies. Some people even serve deep-fried plantains with it, but that's totally optional and depends on the person preparing it. Now, the way you prepare it is by first boiling the beef in some hot water. Then you chop it finely and pass it through a food processor. In the meantime, finely chop onions and 3 bell peppers. Side note, you can mix up the colors to add a little more color to your dish. Then you take the veggies and the meat and fry them in a pan. Serve it on top of a hefty portion of rice, and that's pretty much it. If you're feeling naughty, add a few pieces of that fried plantain. Number 6. Berenjejas rellenas. The basic premise of this dish is simple. It's an eggplant dish. But there are so many variations to this recipe that everyone can make their own. And please don't throw away the eggplant like we see some people doing. So, what's this dish all about? Well, you take 3 eggplants and you cut them down the middle. You put a little olive oil on top of the eggplants and you chuck them in the oven until they're tender. While that's cooking, you'll have to prepare the filling. For that, you'll need to fry up some onions, bell peppers, garlic, and minced meat. Add some spices like rosemary, oregano, or thyme. Then, you scoop out the flesh from the eggplants and you return them to the stove to cook. Once everything's combined, you fill the eggplant halves, sprinkle some cheese on top, and put them back in the oven to let the cheese melt. Number 5. Tachas. This one is such a staple in all of Nicaragua. We have no idea how we've managed to not include it in the previous 2 videos. But here it is at last. Tachas is a simple dish, and some even think of it as a side dish. But what is it? It's just smashing that like button if you haven't done so already. But no, it's actually fried plantain slices. Nicaraguans put them in everything, literally. And that's why we couldn't avoid including them in this video. At least now you know what fried plantains are called. Number 4. Tostones. This is just the savory version of the Tachas. When you're tired of ripe plantains, what do you use? Well, you use raw ones instead. They're not as sweet as the plantains, so when you deep fry them, they taste savory. Some people like to slice them, and others pound the raw plantains before cooking them. There you go, folks. This just shows you that Nicaraguans are experts in cooking plantains. Number 3. Torresco con chimichurri. This is what most of the visitors and locals order in the restaurants in Nicaragua. It's a grilled steak marinated inside a chimichurri sauce. The meat usually includes beef and is usually skirt steak. As for the sauce, the locals make it by mixing parsley, garlic, oregano, and white vinegar in a blender, and then pour it over the cooked steak. Some like to spice things up by adding some chili flakes, or actual chili. Number 2. Sopa de Mondongo. This is one of the many Nicaraguan dishes that was inspired by Spanish cuisine. People brought it to the country as a way of utilizing meat offal. If you've ever tried menudo, this is something that's very similar to it. It's a stew made with tripe, cassava, and even sour orange. Some of the chefs like to serve the stew with avocado and a corn tortilla. This is usually the break of choice in Nicaragua. Number 1. Carne Pinchata. Carne Pinchata is an indulgent treat that locals and visitors can't get enough of. It's the ultimate street food, and it's the equivalent of American fast food. The fundamentals are always the same. It's meat that's been marinated and cooked on a stick. The marinade is usually made with beer or wine. Most of the locals use beef when ordering their survey of carne pinchata during festivities and popular events, but others like to have their options and they usually go for the chicken variety. It's so popular, some people try to remake it at home, and they usually add rice, potatoes, tajadas, or veggies on the side. On a related note, we wanted to know which of these dishes you're going to try next. You can tell us in the comment section below. If you'd like more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.